everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Diving In Deep. Today we have the amazing trio, Chapel Hart. So they got discovered on America's Got Talent. And y'all, they sing on this episode and they are incredible. They are absolutely incredible. They are Danica, Devynn, and Trea, and they are breaking barriers as to what country music can be. We had so much fun. We could barely even talk about their career because all we did was laugh and just tell stories, and we instantly became best friends. So please download the episode, like it, share it, and give us a good review. We would appreciate it so, so much. Thank you. Now we're rolling. Yes! Now we can talk. Okay.
I feel like I was holding my breath. Blew the volume meter just through the roof.
So yeah, they're probably all like turning everything down. I'm going to do, when y'all are gone, I'm going to do a formal introduction that we put at the front. But Chapel Hart.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. We have met backstage at the Opry. And kind of like the old-fashioned way that you see in the movies, like when Patsy Cline was on or Loretta Lynn, and everybody talks, backstage. And also, didn't we meet at the Ryman?
Yes.
There was a period, I feel like we had like 3 or 4 shows, and I was like, I don't care. If anybody asks, I'm on tour with Sara.
That was literally,
right.
We were like, we're opening for Sara. We've got 4 dates. We were just like everywhere. We were together for just a minute there. So I was like,
that's a tour.
That's a tour.
That's a tour. Okay. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to talk to y'all because I was curling my hair back there and I could hear how freaking funny and crazy y'all are. So,
oh my gosh.
Who's who? Because first of all, I have a learning disability with names.
Okay.
So I know there's a Devynn. Mm-hmm. Okay. A Trea. Mm-hmm. Who else?
And
Danica.
I wasn't finished with the burn. Oh, okay. That's okay. It's okay.
Who?
Okay, I'm Devynn.
Devynn?
Yes.
Oh.
You are you Trea?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay. And the rest, if you can guess one, I feel like the personality.
Devynn, Danica, Trea. I've got it. DDT.
DDT. Like wrestling.
Okay. Who are sisters?
Danica and I. Oh shoot! Oh, you're about to make her guess again, weren't you?
Oh yes.
Why?
So me and Dev are sisters, and Trea's our first cousin.
She was gonna try to make you guess again, and I just. Oh, sorry.
We're gonna see if it was easy to guess.
Well, you guys all act like sisters because you're just so like close.
And it's crazy though. I tell people all the time. At this point, the bio should just say 3 sisters because
you're like Alabama, the group, because they have 2 brothers and a cousin.
That's exactly it.
So you are a first cousin, and how?
What? Okay, well,
now, Sara, you done opened up a can.
It's gonna get a little confusing now.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
My mom, her mom, and her dad are siblings, but in a weird Alabama way. Okay, let me. Her dad adopted her as an infant.
He adopted me from his sister, and so my uncle is my dad who raised me.
Second grade Danica trying to explain this to her teacher.
Just hold on. Have you ever seen Trial and Error, that funny TV show?
No.
You have to watch it. We were just watching it last night, and one of the guys on there called his brother uncle because there was
that weird you
know that old country song, I'm my own grandpa.
So he's your Uncle Daddy.
So I need to figure this out.
It's
your mom's
no, my dad and her mom are brothers and sisters, as well as her mom.
With my mom.
But my dad...
So you're actually cousins, but now you're siblings because you were adopted.
Yes.
I gotcha. So that would be like if I adopted my brother's kid.
Yes. Exactly.
Got it.
Imagine how awkward it was when Danica as a child is trying to explain this.
Well, I was like, my mom, my dad are brothers and sisters. And my teacher, I got home, my mom was like, Danica.
Yeah, don't say that.
Like, I've got to teach you how to say that. She's like, they technically are brothers and sisters. She was like,
right.
You were. So she had to go through the whole thing, but it was just like, but I was like, so I was right? My mom and dad are brothers. And she was like, but you can't just say it like this. So,
right.
But it can easily get confusing because our family alone is huge. Our grandparents had 17 children.
Oh Oh my
There are
gosh.
Like
15
still
children
living aunts and uncles.
and then there's over 100 grandchildren.
Yeah.
So many cousins.
It's-
I think that's why we're so loud.
Yeah.
And mostly when I say we, I mean me. But it's because
Well, I come from a huge family too.
Really?
So I get the
Okay.
loudness because you have to make sure you're heard.
Yes.
You gotta fight to.
Yes.
Otherwise, you don't want to just be left by the wayside in conversation.
Right.
You gotta keep up.
Right. Now, this might be too personal, but
Let's go.
why did your dad adopt you?
So my mom, everybody calls her Gigi.
Okay.
And so Gigi just, I think she left home young.
Right.
And she was with an older man who was all of our father. And it just it didn't work out. And, I think just a bit of an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
I think it took her a while to get some footing. And she had 2 boys already. And so when she had a girl, she was like, what she told me, she was like, I knew I needed better for her. Like, you needed to be raised like a princess, not like a boy.
Gotcha.
And so she was like, my uncle of this, so then her dad and my mom had just gotten married, and she was like, hey, want to raise a child?
Yeah.
And so,
okay, well, that's sweet.
And so, so he went and took me and yeah.
And raised you up, right?
it.
The
That
next
was
few
it.
years of her life were so painful and so boring and full of agony. And then 8 years later, I
when
came
the
along
agony
and
began.
really blessed her
And
in
really
the way
blessed
that
Let me tell you what
Yeah.
I just
born
had
to do.
I loved being an only child. Like it was just like, yes, and everybody was always like, "Where's the baby? Here I am." And then my mom came to me that dreadful day in 1998 and was like, "You're gonna be a sister," and I was like, "No,
Well, technically, it would have had to been 97. But
no."
Because you
Oh,
were.
yeah, it wasn't
so you're
97.
younger. Mm-hmm. Okay.
you can't tell.
She looks older, but she's really
I try to beat you to it.
It's so sweet that you get to sing with your mom.
And at one point, I was offended. I was like, "Girl,"
Right.
but then I realized how much it upset her. So I was like, "You're right. I am her mother." And so, now, every time, she'll do something, I'm like, "All right, darling, now, child." She's like, "You're not my mama." So,
Yeah. Well, I come from a family of 7 kids.
oh yeah,
so
that's
you-
big.
2
yeah.
boys, and then me, and then 4 more girls. So I'm the oldest girl.
Wow.
And if you and so that's the reason I became the lead singer of the band. So it was my brothers and I. But if I hadn't been the oldest,
Yeah.
one of my sisters might have been sitting here today because they all have exact sounding voices.
Oh, wow.
My sisters do.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my.
They both, 2 of my sisters sang on all my records, toured with me forever. My brother, bass player brother, toured with me for 20 years. My oldest brother, Jay, is in a band in Missouri. That's where we're from. Yeah.
So, question. So, was touring with your family?
Yeah, you
hard?
interviewed me.
There's so few people are like, we, first of all, we're always running around looking for mentors and are really just looking for people to be like, you're
I
not
thought
that
you
crazy.
said we were running around looking for mentors.
That's what I thought.
Tours of men. Tours
Now
of men.
that is
Like
what
where
we-
you can open with
Men
for men.
tours.
Yeah.
Are we? Come with me on this
I'm
man.
with you. I thought you said that too. Mentor.
Mentors.
Okay.
And so I feel like we're always running around being like, just tell me that. We're like, just tell me that I'm not crazy. Is this? And so every time I meet a family band, I'm just like, how is it? Was it crazy?
Right.
Do you fight? Do you even though because sometimes we get into fights and I'm like, we're way too old for this.
Right.
And then, but the truth of the matter may be maybe we're not, and maybe family bands still fight 20, 30, 40 years later, but we don't know because
But I
we
think
don't
it's
get to
different
ask.
because we talk to other bands that are assembled or groups or friends that were put together, and it's not the same. I think that's why we enjoy talking to the Isaacs because they're siblings. It's
Yes.
are we crazy or should
Yes.
I
Right. And so so we're always, and I never realized that you toured with your sisters and
Yes.
your brothers and your so it was that hard.
No, it was amazing. I felt like I had, that family security around me, so I was never too lonely. And then my husband would come out with me as much as possible, but we had 2 buses, but we can only afford 1 right now. So now nobody extra can come out. It just has to be. My sisters and I had a blast because after every show, and here's another thing, my bass player brother, KK, did my hair, makeup, wardrobe for 20 years on the road.
Yes.
They helped me raise my children. You know, they're like their second set of parents. So it was, when we would go to catering, it was like a family dinner.
Yeah,
you know.
love that.
But I wouldn't let my brother, so they had a baby, and I was like, bring her on the road because I don't want to lose either of you. And I raised my kids on the road too. So I have a son and 2 daughters. When my son was out, obviously he was a little boy. And so he was on the girl bus with us. But, and then later they had a surprise baby when they were older and had a surprise baby. And then they were like, we can't bring 2 kids on the road. That's just not going to work. So they both quit, and it was devastating. No. And it's been 5 years. So I had to learn how to do my hair and my own makeup and pick out my own clothes and all that. Now I love it, but it was really, really hard getting used to that.
It was me losing my breath, like being stopped in time. What?
It was terrible because for my whole life, every time I turned around, my brother was back there playing bass. And then everybody still lives in Missouri except my bass player brother. So my sisters also eventually stopped coming out on the road because I could no longer afford to fly them. To everywhere bus call. You know, So, anyway, now I'm on the bus. So the little back room that you make as a little TV room. The only thing that was bad for my band is I said, I'm just going to take this room if y'all don't care. So you're not going to be able to split up and like some of you back here, some of you up front. And I put a little twin size bed back there and it's got a couch and a TV. So I kind of just live back there. But every bunk is full, so nobody extra can come out. If you guys ever want to come out with me, then
strap me to the top. I don't care.
We'll walk. All 4 of us will just sleep in the little twin bed, and we'll go this way.
We'll go head
room,
first.
and then we'll put our feet on the couch. That's how we'll sleep.
4 little. Growing up with as many cousins as we did, that is not a challenge.
Let me tell you what.
Totally. I slept with my sisters my whole life.
Yes.
You know?
Same. Like it just.
Danica likes to sleep with me sometimes.
Never.
What?
Never.
I said Danica likes to sleep in my bunk with me sometimes.
Never.
Yeah.
We literally
there is a picture of both of y'all in her bunk.
Yeah, and I would show it to you, but in that picture, I've got chocolate in my teeth, so it looks like I'm missing a tooth. I can't show you that.
I'm gonna say
I was just smiling so big, like, look at me and my sister in this bunk. And then when I saw the picture, I said, something's wrong here.
You should have photoshopped that chocolate out.
Should have.
No.
My sister, I think, knows how to do that, and she just sent it just like that.
Yeah.
Now it's in all that metadata somewhere, and they're gonna be like,
it's somewhere.
Danica Hart loses a tooth.
Yeah, what
Snaggle
happened?
Tooth.
New marriage.
Right.
Yeah.
Married on 1 tooth.
So you married your manager, or did he become your manager after marriage?
Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Girl, he's been Well, it depends on how you define marriage, because like in my mind, common law, they've been married.
Okay.
So we've been together 10 years, and we've been doing this for about 10 years. So, I almost don't know a world where like he hasn't been
both.
Yeah,
I think.
But was there a time where it was
either or?
Yeah, or where it was like he's our manager, but
I think he's good. Well, no, see, now we're going to have to go in the time machine. We're going to rewind back to 2014.
Okay.
Danica and I were busking on Royal Street, and that's like where we started out with like a list of maybe like 10 songs. And we were singing in front of Rouse's on Royal and Chapatulas, and this guy pulls up in this truck.
I did not understand one word of that.
Really?
I forget the New Orleans street names.
Busking. We were routing on 2 Rollas. What the fuck?
It was exactly how she said it. Let me translate.
Okay, so we were singing on this street in New Orleans.
We were working on the street corner. owners.
Got that.
And we were outside of the Rouse's the Rouse's supermarket.
Okay.
It's like a kind of
They've
like
got
a
one on
famous,
Royal Street.
famous downtown grocery store. in New
Uh-huh.
Orleans.
Okay.
And so we were singing in front of the grocery store.
Let me take it from here because if for me, I was so scared. So,
I don't blame her.
So there
And
was
I'm
this
usually
guy
not
who
scared.
it was this black Range Rover, and it was like smoked out. Black man. It was. So in a black Range Rover, was a black man, and the windows were black as well. And like he just pulls up and he stops, and then he like cracks the window a little bit, and we were singing, and I was like, "Well, Tree, either he's gonna kill us." This is it,
or he knows what
he's listening for.
He loves you.
And so
Yeah.
he finally lets the window down, and he was like, "I'm gonna pull over." He was like, "I'm gonna come and stop and talk to you." So, anyways. Rest his soul. His name was Roland, and he passed away a couple of years ago. But he was a producer, and he did like hip hop and R&B.
Okay.
And so he was just like, man, those harmonies. And he was like, he was like, I've got this business partner that I work with. He said, I've got to bring him to see you, which was Derek. And he and Derek worked together in the past. And Derek was like, I ain't doing music no more, and I don't want to hear about it. And he was like, you got to hear these girls. You got to hear them. You got to hear them. And so finally one day he came out and heard us, and he was like, no, maybe I could jump back in for these two. And so anyways, like, so we kind of we met him, and I think even before he's decided that he would jump back in, he started kind of,
They were already in love.
Yeah, because Derek always
and but it
says,
wasn't
Love at
very.
first sight.
It really
yes,
was.
he always says that.
I
He
make
says
him
the
tell that
first
story.
time that he
microphone.
okay, the first night that he came to go see them perform, he always tells the story of how he just fell in love the moment he saw her.
I used to have this big old afro, and we called her Sheila P. Because she just had her own identity. She was just like, and so he was like, I saw that afro puff, and I knew I loved you from the moment.
And it was like this big. No,
I knew he was lying because you couldn't even see me under that puff.
Yeah.
No.
Did he still love you when the puff was gone?
Yes, he did.
I think he might have like encouraged it's time to let Sheila go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sheila needs to
Yeah.
be laid to rest.
Rest in peace,
And
Sheila.
Who was that other amazing singer who had,
Shaka Khan.
or Diana Ross?
Diana, Shaka,
Yeah.
care,
like
don't care.
I feel like you like if you have that hair, you got to be like a singing heifer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You got
Yeah.
to
And
be
Shaka
one
Khan was a drummer, right?
Sheila.
Oh, Sheila
E.
E. Sheila E.
We
was
got to hear her play live. Now it like took my breath
Incredible.
away. I
And
was like,
she is still phenomenal.
Okay, is she really a great drummer in real life?
Yes.
And no one's ever taken my breath away by like drumming. And then she wasn't even on the drum. She was just like doing percussion, like. But she was
God.
like, she was so like
She
not
did-
even like trying. And
But it was like flawless. And wasn't she playing with
she
the whole
was so
drum
beautiful.
line?
She had on heels. I
Yeah.
was like, oh.
You look
I
good,
would
girl.
love to have her play
We
drums
need to go
with
to a
me.
Sheila E. concert
Yeah, we
together.
Let's Google one. Someone Google a Sheila E.
Find us
concert.
a
to go to
Sheila
a Sheila
E.
E.
concert.
We
But-
need to. I'd go anywhere with y'all. This is so much fun.
As long as you have bail money, we'll be good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Somebody, our husbands are, tell them, please always be rich enough to have a little bail money for me, please. Thank you.
Okay,
And
what's
so-
the standard bail price so that I can have
You
it in my
know,
purse?
well, honey.
I think
$500.
it's usually
I
like
would say like
500 for
five.
misdemeanor,
Okay.
1,000 for a felony.
Okay, I'll keep that in my
I
purse.
would have no idea, but you know, that's what friends are for.
I love one of your boots.
There you go. Look.
Which one?
I love the black one with the silver tip.
Huh?
Where'd you
Tell
get
the
those?
truth. You love.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I stole this from Deb this morning
Oh, you did?
because I'm pretty sure my boots are in the back of the van somewhere.
Right.
And then I got dressed and realized that, like, first of all, the other boot has completely changed my packing. So
Right.
I packed like one boot, and then I was like, okay, I'm smart. I'm saving space. And then I got that's like, I brought a left boot.
Shit.
Oh no!
That is a risk you're taking.
So
And I know me. I would get that
don't do
wrong
the one
every
boot.
Every time.
How about
Every
still
time.
put my shoes on the wrong feet now as an adult? So
Absolutely.
Oh, I never thought
that
about
is
that.
a scary game you're playing right
never
there.
thought about
so
that.
I
Oh.
realized on this trip, just bring both.
Bring both. And I love the whole outfit. I love the jeans. Are the jeans from Free People?
Honestly, I don't know. I think I got these jeans maybe like a year or two ago and have not worn them.
They're cute though with the like embroidery. It's so cute.
Okay, and I love your dress. I love your whole thing. I love how all of you
She's a cheetah.
are kind of matching, and I love your shirt, which I told you when I first walked out here. Did y'all watch Yellowstone?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God. And yesterday, Clint Black was on the podcast. So I came in here
Clint Black
with a cowboy hat, and like
Yes.
a big old Western belt, cowboy boots, like
he
just
smell
regular cowboy boots, not high heeled, all that. Because I was going to be like, I'm going to cowboy up like you. He came in a baseball cap, vest, and tennis shoes.
What?
I'm like, damn
what
you.
are you doing?
I feel like he smells like Copenhagen in warm weather or
You
something.
think so?
Like, maybe that was
the
a
warm
weird
leather.
fragrance, but
Yeah. I know.
He might. I mean, I don't know if he smells like Copenhagen, but I do think he smells good, and he's one of the funniest people
Really,
on earth. He is
I am rushing
hilarious.
to watch that episode. I just love him. We were at the I think we were at the CMAs, and he passed. We were getting ready to leave, and they were like coming in. And I was like, Glenn Black, and he was like, "Hey girl, how you doing?" I was like, "Oh!"
He's
He is
amazing.
just he's so sweet, but he is just the best.
I watched him, and I meant to bring this up yesterday, but I forgot. I watched him give a speech when he won some sort of award at the ACM Honors about songwriting, and he gave an amazing speech that was amazingly written because he is such a prolific writer.
Yes.
He's amazing. So,
Shout out Clint Black, we love you.
okay, so you're from Mississippi, small town.
oh
Yes,
Very.
Yeah,
yes.
me too.
I'm not gonna say very. We're kind of like medium.
Well,
size.
I mean,
Medium.
population-wise, landmass, Pearl River County is huge.
Yes.
So
Okay.
We're big at heart.
Yes, I come from a town of 1,200,
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh,
So
and we were farmers growing up.
The girls
So
that get it, get it.
after Katrina, our number jumped up to like 3,000, and we were like,
Okay. Yeah, that's
look at all these people, and then we're like, what are we gonna do with all
Yeah,
these
look at all these people.
I think some of them left, but I think the census is still like right at like 29 or something. And I think we shouldn't move. We should hold there. Because to us, it feels like big. Yeah, we told somebody we had like 3,000. They laughed. I was like, oh,
They were
well, how
like,
many people are in
no,
your
it says
hometown?"
2,400.
Yeah.
Whoa. What the-
Yeah, I graduated with 35 kids in my class.
Okay.
Yeah, like
We had the largest graduating class, and it was like 169, I think.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, how did y'all get started singing? Like, when did you? So your parents
Well,
adopted,
as the story will roll.
but you're 8 years older than her. Okay,
So for those 8 years, usually the two of us were together for the
Okay.
first 8 years.
so y'all the whole family is probably musical.
Yes, absolutely.
We had a kids choir with only maybe 40 or 50 of our cousins. And literally the age was from crawling until you no longer live with your parents. Kinda
Right.
Like you living
Yeah.
in my house, you going to choir practice and you singing.
I love
Yeah.
it.
And and it was like it was a little youth choir, and we would sing 3-part harmonies, and so they would just take us all around Mississippi and all the things. So we were always singing. And Trea says in interviews sometimes she's like, I didn't realize we grew up in a musical, because
literal
no matter what the
Yeah.
occasion was, if it was after church or if it was during the week or birthday parties, divorce parties, whatever it was, there was always music. Our Aunt Ann, she would have a keyboard that she would just pull it from out of nowhere.
anywhere.
In
Right.
any size car.
Out of my, let me get my keyboard out of my purse.
There you go, right? Exactly.
And you just knew you were good.
No,
No,
it
you
was
did
just
it
the
normal.
opposite. It was music all the time. So when we started singing in New Orleans, we had no idea that it was good
People were
or
like, "Oh
whatever.
my
People
God."
would be crying. We're like, what's the matter? You okay? we just had no clue, because it was
Everybody
so-
did it.
Everybody sang.
And it was
Everybody
like,
sang.
You're
Like,
not
so
So you
special.
didn't realize you were special.
Yeah,
It
people.
it wasn't until I went to college and it was a group of people just hanging out, and some of them were singing, and there are a few people in our family who can't sing great,
Right.
but
They can at least hold a tune.
at least hold a tune. And it wasn't. I was legit dang near an adult, and I was like, oh my God, you can't hear what is coming out. This is really, this is what happens.
Yeah.
And so like we would sing on the streets in New Orleans, and like people would crowd around to the other side of the street to where the cops would have to come and move them out of the way. It's like,
and we had no idea. There's times I look back, I'm like, I wonder if we could go back to Busking. And like, it was just like people would tip us. We would make an insane amount of money, and we just had no
just on tips
that people, and
like how much would you make?
I think maybe the first time we went out, we like left with a couple $100 each, maybe.
That's
and then like as it would grow, like we would like probably make anywhere between like $1,000 or $2,000 of just like people walking by being like, oh my gosh, I'm going to bring my family back. They've got to hear you. Like, are you going to be?
Point, like, yeah, like people would come back to New Orleans and like plan their vacations. And so, are y'all going to be on the street this day? Are y'all going to be? And
or like, my cousin's coming next month. I've got to tell them to come see you. Or so then eventually we were like, maybe we should make a Facebook page so people could know to come and see us.
Right.
And so like, well, we didn't have a name, so we had to make a name. It was crazy. But I was like, we just had no idea.
Right.
Like, and also, like, I feel like we've always wanted to sing country, but I mean, we really had no idea because we went to New Orleans instead. We went south instead of north.
Right. I always tell people, if we had better sense, we probably would have went to Nashville to go do country music, but we were like, let's go to New Orleans.
So
when did you decide to come to Nashville?
Was it 2017 was our very first visit here.
Okay.
Yeah, because
we didn't know anybody. We were just like, we'll just go and see. And
we just did the same thing. We went and sang outside the SunTrust Bank downtown. Yeah,
we started busking, and it was like, okay. And we went down to I think it was Honky Tonk Central, and Lady and the Gents were playing, and she's our friend to this day, Trea. Trea was like, y'all look like y'all sing something, so come on up. And I was like, well, good thing we not terrible, because that would have been a terrible idea.
Now, who accompanies y'all when you sing? Like, if you're out on the street, are all of you playing guitar or what? Or it's just a cappella?
We'll like sometimes like if we'll do something like that, we'll like bring one of the guys to like play guitar or whatever.
We'll either take a guitar player or heaven forbid if it's an emergency situation, like I might jump on piano or something like that. But yeah. So
I'm the same way. Like I can play guitar and a little bit of piano, and I play drums.
We have to start a drum band. I'm on guitar, you on keys, she's on drum. You can be on bass.
Trying.
You play bass?
No.
But you're gonna learn.
There you go.
You're learning.
Yeah. There you go.
You and I have to practice a lot.
There you go. Y'all gotta lock it in.
We gotta lock it in.
Yeah, we just should find a bass player. I just looked at her and instantly it was a no.
Yeah.
We need to get this band rolling quick, so we'll just get it.
What did Gigi say? Anybody can play the bass.
It was so funny. So Gigi, when we were down in New Orleans, like as the Lord would have it, I always say, like, man, like God is just such the way that He poetically puts things in place. And so she, like, you know, I would kind of go and see her off and on when I was younger, but like once I got older and I moved to New Orleans, she ended up coming, and Trea has a little girl, and so she came so she would watch her little girl while we would go and sing, and sometimes they come and sing with us and stuff, but she just so happened to be there. And so we had this one bass player. He was young and just like loved to smoke cigarettes and stuff, and he would like show up late, and she was like, Roy, let me tell you something. She was like, you better get it together, because anybody can play the bass. Anybody. She said, you just get up there and bloom, 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 bloom. Anybody can play the bass. And then one drunken night I got up and I played bass, and we built a song around it. So I said, maybe Gigi was onto something. So she hemmed him up real quick.
I don't think I could play the bass if I tried.
You could.
But maybe it's because
it's such a cool instrument, though.
You can play the guitar. The bass is 1,000 times easier.
That's true, because I could just find the note, I guess.
The bottom four.
Okay. But my brother Matt, who was my bass player for 20 years, and he would probably
like
he would like that statement. Yeah.
Sorry, Matt. We love you.
Yeah.
Gigi also apologizes to Matt.
No. Matt would love.
But we did find out that not everybody can play bass.
Oh my gosh.
And I like how it's the blow blow instead of just like boom. Yeah, blue blue. All right, you have a daughter.
Yeah.
How old is she?
Oh my God. I was about to say 14. She turned 15 last month.
Were you like 10?
Oh my
I'm about to be
right?
35, honey.
You
That is
look
crazy.
25.
Yes.
You really do.
Yes.
So you could definitely play bass.
There you go. Right.
It's funny. I was actually showing Dev a video last night.
We don't look the same.
I usually take my at least one of my guitars with me, but when I got home, my one that's always with me is missing. But she's decided to teach herself how to play, and like I was looking at a video, I was like, oh my god, this is
She
like
is
a
like
little
grown.
woman.
Yeah, she's
Like, you're like,
way
how-
like
when did that
swaggier
happen?
than Tree.
Yeah.
Like she has just surpassed her. She's got her own like style and swag, and I'm like, Tori, you're so cool.
Amazing.
Your mom is so
Any other
boring.
children?
These two are mine.
What?
My
What are your children? Okay.
Girl.
And y'all don't have children
You
yet.
know, this is my firstborn, and I love her so much. And now I've got 3. I don't like the word step. I always
But
say
just call
bonus
them your
children.
kids.
Yeah,
I
3
know.
children, and so Derek. Well, so Derek has 3 children, and he raises 2 nephews.
Okay.
And a funny story is, I would tell God's a funny fella because he. When I was little, when I was younger, I'd be like, Mama, I want to be a grandma so bad, and she was like, Well, baby, you gotta be a mama first. And I
Yeah.
was like, I know, but I don't want the responsibility to be a mama. I want to be a cool grandma.
Right.
And so, as the Lord would have it, I got to be a grandmother. And so, I was like, all right,
Because
yes,
your stepchildren have kids.
Yes, they're.
That's amazing. Okay.
Yes.
Is it incredible?
It is the best. I'm
Yeah.
telling you what. And then like when they come and like bring them to play and stuff, and they're like, "Don't touch that. Don't." Not at my house. She
Right.
can do what she is. Look, Princess can do whatever she want to
Oh
do here.
my God, I
and
can't
don't tell
wait
her what
for
she
that.
can't eat. She can have all the candy that she wants. And then you send them back.
and that's what's wrong with America.
That's on behalf as a mother.
It took my daughter until she was 10 to realize she was not the mayor of Poplarville because she
Yeah.
would visit
Really-
my parents.
I picked her up.
in Torreyville. It's like,
Yeah, I picked her up one day.
Yeah,
and
I
she
mean, there is a
cried.
good balance between you can't undo what the parents are trying to do by
Under the
raising them,
delusion.
but you can spoil them.
Yeah,
As long as they're
absolutely.
like, I always said my children were spoiled kind of maybe with material things, you know, but always with the condition that they will respect me and Jay, and they will never like talk down to me, talk mean to me, or be bratty. And then it's fine. Like, you're gonna be good people. Like,
Yes.
the goal with raising kids is you want people to like your kids.
Yeah,
decent humans.
you
by
pray
being-
you put some good humans back into the world.
Yes.
I have to say, whenever Tori was young, and I think because we came from such a big family, like single childness, it still feels a little cruel to me because but she hangs out with her friends and stuff. So I would be, the party parent. I'd have baby raves, put like Tide on stuff, black lights, all that. But
Love it.
I realized kids can be buttholes.
Yeah.
And kids, it doesn't matter.
I
And
see a
so,
lot of
as
them
long
at
as
the
they're
grocery
decent
store.
people.
Yes.
As long as
my
they're
God.
decent.
God bless the truth.
God bless the truth.
Anytime somebody sneezes when you're talking, you go, God bless the truth. You know they're not lying.
Oh, I love that.
That's the best. Look, God bless
Oh
the
my
truth.
God, I've been saved since I was 21, and
Yeah.
I've never
FTK.
heard that.
Come on. Look, you can hang out with me, honey. Come
God
on.
bless the truth.
God bless the truth.
And sometimes
Okay.
it'll be like something subtly profound, and then somebody sneezes. It's like,
God bless
God bless
There you go. That's your sign. Well, okay, I agree. Kids can be buttholes, but as long as they're good people and they're respectful. Like in the South, we have to say yes, ma'am, yes, yes, sir. And my kids at the school they went to would get in trouble if they didn't say yes, ma'am. They were raised in this area called Mountain Brook, Alabama. It's like Birmingham, and. Yeah, they were really strict about that. The teachers and all that, which I'm
They
glad
got
of
good
because
They should bring
good
it back.
Southern raising.
yeah, absolutely.
Because I said when I turned, at first it was 40, and then I had to bump it down to 35. When I turned 35,
Right?
I'm gonna start whooping other people's kids.
Yeah.
Because what'd you say?
Now, why did you bump into the age you are right now?
Well, I'm not 35 yet.
You only got 1 year.
Because I got
She
1
got
month.
1
Because
month.
these kids are bad. Because we would go go places and like I say like my spirit animal is somebody's ornery old uncle, like called like Uncle Frank or something.
Right.
And he like smokes Camel unfiltered.
Yeah.
Like I will go places and you'll see these kids like yelling and being disrespectful. I'm the type of person like I'll like lock eyes with them and like give them a little.
Now I will say, Tree got that look that'll straighten any child. Like they'll be like falling out and like beating up their mom, and Tree like,
get up.
and
But
then they're like,
they need to be good. They need to be good. They need to be respectful and honest and, you know, great people.
And I'm just trying to be Christ-like. Jesus has no respect to person, and neither do I. I will fight you and your child.
all right then.
Well,
Maybe just moving right along before Tree catches charge before this podcast is over.
Preach it.
Tree reminds me of like that old Southern black grandmother, because I think about Tree. I was in Walmart one day, and it was this. She was a precious old little white lady, and I guess she had her grandchildren with her. And those kids were just giving her
Granny
a
over,
run for her money. And
That's
she was
horrible.
like, please just stay sitting in the buggy. It was this like, she wasn't like old as the other lady, but she was an older black lady. She walked by that buggy. I straightened up. She said, "Did your grandmama tell you to stop sitting in?" And she just went off. And I'm like, and them kids sat down. I got quiet. They got quiet.
I'm sure their
The
grandma
whole
was
aisle
so
got quiet.
thankful.
We all was finna sit in that buggy because
That was like, scoot over.
she was not playing with them kids. And I mean, the rest of the time I
sometimes
saw
you
those
just need
kids,
a black
they were,
grandmother.
and Tree is that
Yes.
black grandmother.
I mean, I'm sure the grandmother was thankful.
Oh, she did.
There
She
you
was
go.
like, thank you.
Yes.
And
yes.
I'm like, girl, because
Yeah.
Yeah,
Them kids
kids.
was
I
letting
mean,
her
kids
run.
today are.
I used to think that
built
like
different.
our aunts and
They need
grandma,
more
like that
spankings.
generation, I used to think they were so mean, and I'm like, all they want to do is just whip us. Oh my god! But I was like, as a grown up right now, I always tell people we're the last of the Mohicans, like
Right.
with that old school raising.
Yep.
And like, you know, just where, you know, it just, you know, I'm so grateful for it now, and I'm so glad we came up in the era that we came up in.
Same.
Yes.
And so, you know,
Yeah, my dad was take his belt off and spank the shit out of us, and I'm so grateful because, and also as much as we had to work, we grew up on a tobacco farm, so that's really hard work, you know, very labor intensive, and yeah, so we had to work our asses off. We got spanked. I would never talk back to my mother.
Not if you like your lips.
That's right.
right.
Oh
And I
my
have been
gosh.
slapped across
Let me
the
tell
face
you
by my
what.
mother.
And it's crazy because we grew up, it was so many of us, we grew up in like age groups. So it was like you were clustered into age groups. So
Yes.
like she said, before Dev was born, I would always go and hang out with like Tree. We had a couple more cousins our age, but Tree was so bad. Tree
That's
as a
not bad.
child,
That's
she would,
adventurous.
she knew she had a whipping coming, and she would
And
be,
you-
she would
you-
brace for
I was
it.
gonna make sure it was worth it.
Yeah, you were willing to risk it if it
And
was,
honey,
yeah.
quite like when you asked about how much bail, I can't go to jail, honey. I have to ask the officer, now what can I do? What can I do? I have to get in behind that car, okay? I mean,
Yes.
get in the back of that car. I don't even know where you go. So I was like, I ain't going to jail. And so I was the same way. I was like, I'm not just taking a whipping. So I had to move up in the age group, okay? So
Okay.
I had to grow up a little quicker.
Right.
But it was
trying to
worth
push stuff up.
the non-whoopings. I said, oh
Yeah.
no, Tree is too bad, baby.
But even if that was your personality and you wanted, I'm sure that you were still a good kid, like respectful. No.
Oh no, I was respectful, but I was just outspoken. I was way too logical as a child because like my mom, super nerd, and like that's the way that like she taught me, and I was very black and white, analytical with a lot of things.
Right.
So a lot of even like just general Southern platitudes and sayings and stuff. I'm like, this is not logical and it does not make sense logically or scientifically. So why should I do whatever you say?
And you see so
And
now, if she was
smart
my child,
now.
you see how that neck just,
you know?
Yeah.
But that was the way that like, cause I could have these conversations, you know, with my mom sometimes, but maybe because she knows me.
Right.
But Aunt Clemendale is not having that, honey. She's about to smack you in the back of your lip.
Right.
Make you
The rest
move.
of they definitely kept her like, you stay in a child's place. Came from that generation, but Tree wasn't having it. And I was like, listen, I don't even care that much. I don't even know this scientific stuff you talking about. I can't even say half of this stuff. I don't want a whipping.
Yes.
So yeah, I moved up in age
I
real
found
quick.
it funny how you were able to easily move up in age and I couldn't.
Yeah, no, and she was like, can I come hang out with y'all? We were like, no. So she needed to be in the age class she was in.
Yeah,
There's literally nobody. I think I'm the only
She
cousin
was the last
my
of the
age.
Mohicans.
Oh.
Because
Everybody's younger than me. Like in my graduating, I'm the only one of the first cousins who graduated.
Oh wow!
By yourself?
By myself.
Lucky duck.
And so
that's
you
why
were
maybe-
like alone in your age group?
Yeah, so
and then
they
there
wouldn't
was
let me go
older and
up,
younger.
so I had to go down.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many years separated from you in the lower age group?
Mario, Antonio, and them, they graduated. I was a freshman.
Are they
'Cause
4 or
y'all-
5?
They were they graduated 2018. I graduated in 16.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 years.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they really are.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, those last couple grandkids, we just threw them all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the young ones.
We knew it was thinning it out.
The young ones. Yeah.
Now survive.
Okay, so real quick, tell me about your boot, and then I want to talk about your music. And I wanted to know if y'all would sing for me.
Oh,
Maybe.
You don't have to.
okay.
But what happened?
This boot is a saga in itself. This was well, I ruptured my Achilles while we were in
She's getting
Japan. I'd actually sprained and tore it, and then we went on the road, and then I ruptured it, and so I spent the last week and a half, 2 weeks in Japan, on a knee scooter, doing way too much.
Right.
The knee scooters are a little dangerous, but they're fun.
Yeah.
And so finally came back and got to go to the doctor, and he was like, how long ago did this happen? And I was like, I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks. I don't know. I've been on the
4 or
road.
5 days ago.
And he's like, well, your Achilles is completely ruptured. It snapped, popped, rolled up like a fruit roll up, and kind of was just hanging out in my calf.
I'm surprised you weren't in terrible pain.
Well, I was, but I was also kind of just mostly ignoring it. Cause after the show, it happened mid-show, I just stepped, and it was and so I just kind of hopped around and just kept going. And then he's like, no, you need to get surgery today. I was like, well, I'm about to leave for Virginia cause I got a show. And he's like,
Right.
well, Monday, come back and get surgery. And I was like, okay, so I'll get surgery. Was back on the road. How long? 3 days? 3 days
later.
afterwards, had another
Wow.
show. And so, I've been in one boot, and when I say I am so ready to get rid of this
I can't imagine.
I took my first steps yesterday. I was so nervous.
Yeah.
It was a little scary.
Did it hurt?
Oh
Yeah.
it hurt.
Yeah. So how much longer will you have to wear it?
I don't know. I think I have another month. I thought it was gonna be 2 in the boot, maybe 2. I just be thinking about my own timeline.
I think she bullied her doctor in the sand.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be 9 months. She was like, say 6.
I said, I rebuked that.
And then
Right.
he was like 6. She said, you know what? Say 4. He was like, not gonna happen. Say 4. He was like,
Say it.
4, and then still resting in the other 2 months.
Right.
So yeah, she's a bit of a bully. So
Well, y'all, I got hit by a car when I was 8.
no,
And I broke both my legs, both my arms. The car was going 75 miles an hour.
no, Sarah.
I know. I was standing in the highway down at the end of our long driveway. We had a big farmhouse and a huge farm, and the car came flying over the hill, hit me right here. So I was
you fly in
unconscious
the
for
air?
3 days. Yeah, it flew in the air. My head hit the hood of the car. Had a terrible concussion. So I had to get pins put in my leg while I was awake by a hand drill
No,
because I was too concussed to
'cause
go
they couldn't
under.
put you under.
And so I know what you're feeling because I was in,
I think
Full-
you might know a little
You've
bit
won.
more.
yeah, exactly. A full leg cast on each leg for 2 years. There were moments where I would go insane because I wanted to bend my leg and get out of it, and I would stick hangers down and
oh
to
my.
scratch, and then but I had stitches, so I would catch the stitches and it was awful. I had 7 surgeries on the leg, but yeah, 75 miles an hour. And
At 8 years old
At 8
is
years.
crazy.
Yes.
Jail?
Gosh, I was
And
already
what?
gonna.
Did he get in trouble?
It was a neighbor lady, but out in the country, you know.
I don't know why I
Like
assumed
maybe
it
like
was a
couple miles
man,
down the
but
road.
I know,
it just seems like a man thing.
But she had her little boy in the car. They were late to drop him off at his baseball game. It was in June. And then she had a job interview. So she was flying into town. And then I don't remember what I was doing. I remember I'd been playing house all day
You was tired from
and
working,
being the mommy
too.
with all my baby dolls. And I was like, I'm going to go check the mail. That's a part of my job, you know, as playing house.
Yeah. Oh.
And so I think that's what I was doing, and got there, and they came up, and he jumped out of the car, and my mom and brother were working on a tractor, and they're like, we hit Sarah, and my mother took her flip-flops off and ran down the long gravel drive.
My girl.
Yeah.
My girl.
Just to find me, and then so it was an
That
ordeal,
is-
like a 3-year-old
That's
ordeal.
something. 'Cause I was about to say, like, being the oldest of all of your sisters, like, and then like being in the music industry, I feel like you instantly have to work hard. And I feel like there's that feeling of you gotta, like, there is no if you make it or don't make, like, you
Right.
gotta make it because all of them are depending on me. Like, there are, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Or like
yeah.
there's that feeling, but then like
There was an expectation, for sure.
but then also like surviving being hit by a car as an 8-year-old, like you are
Exactly.
a tough cookie.
And then we did shows, and I was in a wheelchair, and like our tip jar was never so full because
Oh
they
my
felt
gosh.
so sorry for me. But I started singing in bars when I was 6 years old with my brothers in a band, and watching drunk people two-step and singing
that.
songs that I had no business singing.
Love that.
Right? So you
Like-
rediscover those songs you've been singing since you were little. Like, oh my God.
Oh,
why
yeah.
did my parents let me
Oh,
sing
wow.
this?
Right. Like
That happens at least once a week for me. I'm like, why was I listening to this?
Yes.
Like,
And why did my mother make me learn that song? That is so adult.
Yes.
But it was just known. I mean,
Yeah.
in the whole family, like, Sarah's going to move to Nashville. She's going to become famous, you know?
love
And it was just a no
question
other option.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know what you're feeling. It sucks. 'Cause
Yeah.
I hate being bound by anything.
That's my thing. And like,
That's
and they know,
definitely
like,
true.
I have 2 speeds, 0 and 1,000. And
Yeah.
I don't like, this has been like the hardest last 3 months that I've had in
I
a
bet.
very, very long time.
And
It sucks.
Yeah, anytime she goes to lay down and rest and she closes her eyes, all she can hear is my voice saying, slow your ass down, slow your ass down. Where you thinking? Slow down. And so as if that wasn't torture enough to not be able to go the speed you want,
Right.
having me behind you being like, slow down.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now, do
so-
you all live separately?
Yes.
Like, you live with your husband.
Uh-huh.
You live alone with your daughter?
I live with my husband and my daughter.
She's
Oh,
married as
okay.
well. Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
and alone.
Alone.
No husband.
Do you like living alone?
She does. I always invite her to my house.
Well,
Because sometimes it's good fun and sometimes not.
technically right now I'm in between places.
Okay.
I just got out of a relationship. So I moved out of there with him. And so now I'm living with my dad, which is literally right next door to Danica. She went and bought the house right next to our childhood house.
I am trying so hard to get my family to do like compound living.
I love
She's been
compound
wanting to-
living.
She's been wanting to live on a compound her entire life. And I'm not opposed as long as the acreage is sufficient, because what we're not going to do is be right beside each other neighbors.
No, you each have to have like 5 acres.
You need to get on a 4-wheeler or a golf cart to come to my house at least.
Well, she does that
Absolutely.
anyway. She still gets on the golf cart and drives across the yard.
Do laps around. She's
I
like,
love
what are you
it.
doing today? I'm like, hey, howdy neighbor. And so I'm working on buying the land behind my house so Dev can come and live there. And we got
Yes.
a little brother. And, you know, I just want it all to be there. And one day when I'm real rich and famous, it'll be like a whole little city.
Right.
And we'll have a little gas station and a general store.
Yeah.
A Dollar
And
General.
a little general store.
I love that. And I want that with my kids and their
Do
spouses.
they not want to compound live with you?
They do.
Oh, they do.
We're extremely
Yeah,
close.
we got to have coffee together one morning because
We
I got to
have
get my
to.
family
Any
together.
day. You name the day. I would love it.
Done and done.
Yeah, we're like, And my son Avery has toured with me a lot as my guitar player. And then my daughter Olivia has toured.
Yes,
with Harmony.
we love her. Oh,
Thank
my
you.
gosh, we
Oh
love
my
her.
God, she'll love hearing that.
And it was so funny. I remember the first time, I think the first time might have been at the ramen, and we were like, she looks like a little Sarah Evans. Who's this?
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's your daughter.
You were like, that's our daughter.
Yes.
That's my son. We were like, ah!
Yeah. And then my daughter Audrey is a TikTok star.
Yes.
So you need to look up Audrey Evans because she's so funny.
Okay.
And yeah, so to answer your question, we would love that. The compound
Yes.
living. Yes.
That I think it's the best thing. And then like even still like being by my dad, like when being on the road when you have deliveries and all the things,
you just
there's
grab
always
it.
somebody there, and it's like, hey, will you take my package in for me, or and all
love
the
it.
things,
But
or like once my dad is like mowing the yard, he just kind of comes on over and mows mine too. And I'm like,
Right.
I love that.
But you know what I realized? That's literally what Hearst Chapel is. Like, that's how we grew up. Because, like, now that I'm wrapping my mind around it, it's like a grandma's house, her sister's house, their other sister's house, the aunt's house, another aunt's house, another, like, all
That is
in
so
this
cool.
giant.
I love that.
I was like, dang it,
like
we
that.
did it.
You're doing
That's
it.
incredible.
Because there's nothing more important than family.
That's it.
I mean, I really
That's
believe
it.
that. Like, the family unit is your own little tribe. You like stick together. You're always there for each other, and you know that I'm around the people that love me the most. You know,
I think
why I can't
sometimes,
wait.
yeah. No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was going to say, that's why I can't wait until, we become famous for real.
Yep.
And then I can, like, have mine with me more.
Exactly.
Because, like, when I say, like, I blinked and she was 13, I turned around. I think, like, last year we might have spent a total of 2.5 months home all together.
Maybe.
And she just turned 15. But I mean, luckily it's the future, so we can like game and we like watch movies together and all
Right.
of this. But
and so she stays home with daddy. Yeah. Yeah.
well, mostly because he travels a lot too. He's a chemist, and so they're like between Louisiana and Texas.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I think she's gonna go to brick and mortar school next year.
Amazing.
Like high school. 'Cause
Amazing.
she wants to go into it's like an art school, but she's like in this like production and AV situation.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so maybe you can come work for me. She's like, maybe like someone. She's like, but I'm willing to use nepotism. I was like, honey, first of all, you're going to use my name. You might have to put in a couple years for us for free.
Right. Tori is hilarious. She's
I want to
so,
meet
so
her. Oh my
smart.
God. Y'all have to come over.
Yes.
And we have to have a party night.
Will you? Can we make a pinky promise? Because
Let's do
people
it. Pinky
always
promise.
tell us.
we?
Okay,
Pinky Jane.
Yeah, I'll catch y'all when I walk by you.
Finger.
We are having dinner at my house.
Yes.
Yeah.
People
And
always
I love
tell
dinner.
us. People always tell us that, and then sometimes I feel like we're like we look like crazy friends. We're like, so when we're hanging out, when are we gonna hang out?
No, I'm the same way.
and I'm just like,
I fall in love with people so fast.
Yes.
And I think it's also the big family thing because a lot
Yeah.
of people like they're like, okay, yeah, call anytime, come and hang out, and you can tell that it's like just being polite. But people who come from
I'm having to learn that a lot of times, like Nashville friends, and they're like, no, we should totally get together. You can come over, and so we're like, hey, we're here. And they're like, oh, maybe next time. And then like next time, I'm like, hey, it's next time. I also don't get hints easy.
No,
If you
No.
try
I
to
have
come
to tell her,
somewhere,
Danica.
They don't
They don't
like
want to talk to you, and they don't want to hang out.
Yes.
They don't want you to hang out. And I'm like, oh.
Well, that's
I'm like,
not
oh,
me. If we plan
okay.
something, I'm cooking dinner, and y'all are coming over, and the kids will be there.
Chef
Bring your
Sarah.
kids. We only have like 5 minutes left. I'm sorry, we have to be so strict this time. So I want to hear about your music and what you got going on right now. Do you have an album out? Are you on tour? What do you want everybody to listen to? And where do you want them to come see you on the road?
Okay.
Ooh, well, you
gonna
might have to make sure you have a passport if you're going to see us on the road this year because we have a lot of shows not here.
And what is so it's just like, What's your Instagram? What's all that?
So we're Chapel Hart Band everywhere.
Band is at the end of it.
Chapel Hart Band. Okay. And really, like, you can just plug in on all social media and find out kind of what we're doing. We're working on our single right now called Perfect for Me. And it's a shout out to like the everyday man. I said, if you watch social media, it'll tell you it'll make you believe that like you should have a man who makes six figures and he has a six pack and he's 6 feet tall and he's six. And my uncle said one time he's preaching, he said, all them sixes mess around and get you the devil. You would get you a man with a kid like me.
He has to be perfect for you.
Right. And so it's like, even if he's not the conventional man or what people think he should be, he's perfect for me. And so, so that's our single right now. We're getting ready to shoot the music video for that. And we love music videos.
What you doing next week, girl?
Oh my gosh. Look, if there's, you got to send us a wedding.
What am I doing?
Can you send us
We'll
a
talk
wedding
about
picture?
We're gonna
A wedding picture?
Yes, of you.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yes.
I would be honored.
So we're gonna be like all of our like married friends. It's gonna be like an homage to them. So we're gonna have wedding pictures throughout our music video. So we would love one from you.
Okay, definitely.
And yeah, so it's just like, so really it's gonna go through down like, we're gonna have older people, younger people, like, so it's just gonna be a kind of cool thing to just like,
I'll be in the younger.
There you go. We'll
category.
have in the younger section, right beside my picture. Okay, I know where to put you.
The youngest of the young.
There you go. Right, the youngest ever.
I want to remember your Jolene song.
Yes, you can have him, Jolene. And I tell you what, it is our, like, I always tell people, when you go to Nashville, you'll often hear people in the songwriter round say, this is a song that changed our lives forever. And that was it. And
it's a brilliant title. Did y'all write it?
Yeah.
We did.
Okay. Will you sing just a portion?
Yeah.
Okay. I know it's so hard to just sit here and sing when you've been talking.
Okay, I'm going to back this up a little bit before they have to
back that
change the
thing
levels. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, Jolene, you can have him 'cause he don't mean much to me. I cried so much till rivers turned to seas. Oh, Jolene, when you think that he's in love, he'll surely leave like he did me. You can have him, Jolene.
Oh my God, you're amazing. You are so country.
Oh
and
my God.
You remind me of the way I love to sing. Just that. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Y'all are incredible. You are incredible. I'm giving you all my phone number, and we're gonna plan dinner.
Group chat.
Yes.
That will be so much fun. So Chapel Hart Band, just look y'all up and
Please
go. I wish I knew which camera. Look
Look at them all.
Yeah, go see them in concert. Buy their music. I always tell people, don't stream it. Don't buy it.
Buy it.
Go to
Yes.
iTunes and buy it.
Yes.
Because these women are incredible in every way.
Oh, thank
You are going to become really, really famous. You really are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. Like,
Like in Jesus' name, you are, because
it.
I see it, and you've got the personality and the beauty and the voices. Like, it's just incredible.
thank you so much.
I'm so honored
I
to
was
meet
about to
you.
say, we just like, it's crazy. It's been just like a rough last year. And so like, that just means everything to us.
The music
And
industry is so hard.
This is what
so hard.
This is what we'll talk about over coffee at your house. I know we
Yes.
gotta go, but
I don't know. We talk about the music industry. I
to
need
be
margaritas.
continued. Yeah, look, she gonna upgrade her coffee
Yeah.
to a margarita.
Really, that's
Alfarita.
true, because it is a tough subject to talk about.
Yeah.
I thank you so much. Thank you for off camera manager husband. Thank you so much.
That's her manager.
Manager.
He's your manager, Steven?
Derek.
Derek. See,
Whenever he gets in trouble, that's what I'm saying from now. Steven?
Steven. I'm calling you
What's
Steven
not clicking,
forever.
Steven?
Oh my God.
Even Steven. Thank you so much.
We love
God
you.
bless you.
Sarah, we love
You're
you.
just the best.
Bless you, darling.
This is one of the funnest episodes I've ever had. So So thank you.
I just
Yes.
want to say to your editor, I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Yes, Louis. Good look.
Oh no, I
Well, there
cuss
you go.
all the time.
There you go.
on the
Look.
podcast. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I am a really strong believer, but I don't know. I think cussing's okay. It's just
Yes.
like
Senate seasoning.
it's just
That's
a
all
word.
it is.
It's funny.
Shit.
Somebody told me one time
It's
we
an
did a
adjective.
show and it was just like, it was a very emotional show. And she was like, girl, you missed your calling. You should have been a preacher. I was like, well, I don't know if what that says about my singing, but thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
I told her, I said, I think I cuss too much, honey, because I get to going. It just come on out.
I don't know. I need to research that in the Bible because I know you're not supposed to talk like pervertedly kind of stuff, but why?
But as far as curse words, they're all relatively.
They're in the Bible.
It's like fornication under consent of the.
See,
of the
one thing
king.
about like,
Right.
High and transport, all of these words, like all of the
One
shit,
thing
fuck,
about
damn,
it-
they were made up.
Yes.
Oh, damnation.
But the rest-
went off the rails. But I will say,
If I want to say,
when
I'm
you
about
get it,
to-
look, ain't no way I know when Jesus went in the temple and turned over them tables, he wasn't saying nice words. I just
Exactly.
know it.
Yeah.
I know it because when I get to
And they
going,
say, I was created in his
greater
image,
is
so I
he
know
that is in me.
Exactly. 100%.
This is a different kind of church service that I don't know if I want to go to.
Now you know you
Yes,
like my little Bible
I agree with
study.
that.
We'll talk about my little Bible studies too when we get to your house.
Oh, I might want to be involved in that because I'm looking for a church.
Look at how look.
Okay.
You get a
All
little
right.
cussing a little bit.
Well, damn it. It's time to sign off. Damn it. Bye, everybody.